Cafe of Knowledge. What's going on with everybody today? I want to say hello to the Knowledge family. Let's talk about, is it Dr. Dre's fault? Okay, y'all know we have a lot of controversy around Dr. Dre and his daughter being homeless. Okay, and because he is a billionaire, you know, you have some people that says that it's a shame that she's homeless, or you know, they just have some conflict. Some people say Dr. Dre is not wrong, and then some people say Dr. Dre is wrong. Okay, now whatever that situation might be, a lot of people don't know what's going on really on the inside of that situation. So it's really not good to talk about a situation that a lot of people don't know the real core of what's going on that's causing that situation right there. But what I can, NJ can tell you, is about kids with self-entitlement. Grown kids, grown adult children with a sense of entitlement when it comes to their parents. Okay, now I can tell you about that. And you got a lot of people that want to beat around the bush about this certain situation. You have parents that really don't want to say nothing because they don't want to hurt their children's feelings. And then you have some self-entitled children, grown children, who feel like it's okay, so they not gonna really touch on it like it should be. Everybody trying to beat around the bush, and it's time. You know, I always say, why are people beating around the bush, tap dancing around the bush, moving the bush out the way so they can see what's on the other side, instead of chopping the whole bush down so you can see clearly? You know, it's a lot of people that want to beat around the bush and tap dance around stuff. It's time to get down and tell what it is. And NJ don't tap around nothing. I'm going to tell you the real raw truth about adult children with self-entitlement. And it's more than half of adult children around this world that feels like they have a sense of entitlement to their parents. No matter what it is, they feel like the parent owe them something, or the parent should do something, or the parent this or the parent that. And then you just have a lot of people that'll weigh in and they don't agree with it, what the situation is going on with that adult child and their parent. You have some people that'll disagree with it and really don't know what the hell is going on. You know? So now, let's talk about grown adult children with self-entitlement, you know, and a parent will raise their child from beginning to end. And if you're a type of parent that you wasn't in your child's life, but you made sure that your child was taken care of, or you was a parent that has always been in your child's life from beginning to 18, 19 years old, 20, 21. If you're that type of parent, it's for you too, you know. These are for the parents who either made sure, they probably wasn't in their children's life, but they made sure that their children was taken care of. Or for the parents who were constantly in the children's life or the child's life. Rather it was the mother in the child's life, or the father that was in the child's life, or both, mother and father in the child's life, or mother and father co-parenting in the child's life. But however it go, if you are a parent that is involved in your child's life or participating and taking care of your child, sometimes these parents do have adult children with sense of entitlement. You know, and no matter how much you raise your kid, you be with your kid from beginning to they 17 and 18 years old. But see, people like to skip around that when the child is inside of the household, and when they get about 16, 17, 18, they start having this little flip mouth. You know, so they start talking greasy to the parent. You know, they start losing that self-respect towards the parent. Now, this is some children, not all. But I'm giving everybody an example of why situations sometimes are like they are, and a lot of people don't know why they are like that. Okay? Now, you have some kids that rather the parent is poor, or the parent is rich, or the parent is middle class, rich, or the parent is a millionaire or a billionaire. Kids are most likely, most of them are the same. It don't matter about how much money you have, or how much little money you have, or whatever. The point is, kids, sometimes when they get about 17, 18, 19 years old, see, they start getting a little flip mouth to the parent. And the parent can't tell them nothing. And every time the parent try to tell them something that's on the right path, they don't want to hear. Or they got to argue with the parent. Or when the parent asks them to do something, clean up or do this. Now, we talking about, now we going into 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. They still in the household, but now they feel like, because they kind of smelling themselves and they feel like they kind of getting on that grown side, they start conflicting with the parent. And it's nothing that the parent can tell them. Or it's always some type of argument or conflict or something going on in the house with that adult child. With that 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way up there. And if they're living with the parent, now, all of a sudden, because they feel like they grown, they feel like they can argue back with the parent. Or they can jump on the parent. Or, you know, they can treat the parent like they want to treat the parent, but the parent always got to be there for them. How that work? I want some people to tell me how that work. So it gets to a point where it's some parents out here that say, okay, if you are that grown and I can't tell you nothing and you're in my house and I can't tell you nothing, you wants to argue with me with everything, you won't do anything I ask you to do, you not even help paying bills around here, but you got the most mouth in the house. But you're doing all this. So it might be time for you to get your own. Matter of fact, it is time for you to get your own. So then when a parent tells the child, that grown adult child, that it's time for them to get out, now everybody's looking at that parent like that parent is wrong. But what everybody don't want to touch base on is how disrespectful that child is. Adult child. Because we're talking about adult children who turn 18, 19, 20, and all up in there in the 30s and the 40s and all that, and still in the parent house. Or still want the parent help, but they had that little flip mouth, okay? Now, let's go to, you will have some parents that their child, grown adult child, will go out, handle their own business, you know, but they still leaning on the parent. Or either they get out there and realize it ain't as easy as they thought it was out there. But see, as long as they was in that parent house, oh, they was giving that parent hell. Rather it was the mother giving the mother hell, or giving the father hell, or giving both of them hell. The parent just can't seem to do, you just can't seem to do nothing, because this adult child with a sense of entitlement is always going to headbutt that parent. Because they feel like they self-entitled to everything. Everything. They feel like they entitled to what the parent have and what they have too. Ain't nobody entitled to what they have, but they feel like they entitled to what the parent have. Okay? Now you have some parents out here that they do help their children if their children, the adult children, seem to get into a bind out there in them streets, or seem to get into a bind to where they gotta let their apartment go, or they lose their job, or they gotta get back on their feet, or what, or however you want to put it. But you do have some parents, the mother, the father, or both, that will let that adult child come back in their home just so they can get back on their feet, you know. But then it always seems like most of the time, not all of the time, we're talking about the self-entitlement adult children. It seems like when they get back in that parent household, then guess what? They don't pay bills. They just lay up on the parent. They arguing with the parent. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do, really participate in nothing around the house. But they got flip mouth around the house. You know, they bring their own girlfriends and boyfriends in to live with them, and the parent looking like, wait a minute, you really don't have a place to stay your damn self, and you trying to bring somebody else in here to stay, or somebody else in here to lay up and be up and put more burden on me. Because let me tell you, you already ain't paying no light bill, you already ain't paying no gas bill, you already ain't paying the mortgage, you already ain't paying the rent, you already ain't paying the phone bill, you already ain't paying nothing, you ain't paying no card notes, you ain't doing nothing. I'm helping you as a parent, and these are what most parents do. The parent helping the child, grown adult child, get up on their feet by helping them pay the card note, you know, trying to get them to get back right, helping them, taking them back and forth to work, you know, letting them lay there, and they ain't paying no light, they ain't paying no type of bills, they ain't paying no type of mortgages, they ain't paying nothing, they ain't bringing no food in the house for real. And when they do bring food in the house, they bringing it for them. They don't even bring enough for the doggone parent. That self-entitlement. Self-entitlement. They will try to run the parent's house. Once they get in there, then all of a sudden they act like that's their home. You can let them have a little bedroom, and they try to take over the whole damn house. With their mouth, with their attitude, with the disrespect, all that. And this happens with self-entitled adult grown kids. Okay? And now, you get in there in your house, you have some parents that do. Every time their child get out there and seem like they run into a bind or run into a problem, the parent bring them back in the household. Now, we talking about 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, there's some 50-year-old still living with their parent. And I ain't talking about you living with your parent because the parent is disabled or something like that. We talking about adult children who come back into the parent home, or they expect for the parent is supposed to always take care of. No matter what, they ain't got to take care of themselves. Or if they do take care of themselves, they still pulling from the parent. They still pulling from their mama. They still pulling from their daddy. They still pulling from everybody. And they get into your house, they don't want to clean up, they don't want to do nothing. Then they get a part-time job, and when they get the part-time job, they with the parent, or they get a full-time job. They with the parent for now about a year or 2 years or 3 years, and they still ain't got up on their feet yet. You want to know why? Because they juicing on the parent. Juicing on the parent. Self-entitlement. They feel like as long as the parent have it, then they ain't got nothing to worry about. But we talking about self-entitled children that always giving the parents hell. They give the parents hell, and then want to take what they got, feel like what they have is theirs too. And if the parents say no, then it's a big old argument, it's a big old problem, or it's a big old something. I'm telling you, the adult self-entitlement kids, we have to stop beating around the bush and tell what it is. Okay? Now, you got some adult children that are moving to the parent house and leave their children with their parent. As if the parent is a built-in babysitter. They go all to the club, they'll go on. Now, the parent already helping them probably while they at work. They watching their kids while they at work. Then when they get off work, they don't even come straight to the house to see about their own damn kids. They leave the kids with the parent all day long. Then when they do decide to come back, then they coming back to change clothes to hit the club. Ain't seen about the pampers on the kid. Ain't seen if the kids have something to eat. Ain't seen nothing. Because the parent is there. And they feel like that's the parent. Oh, they supposed to do that. That's their grandkids. They supposed to do this for me because I'm their kid. They supposed to give me money to pay my car note. They supposed to give me money to pay my rent. They supposed to let me stay here for free. They supposed to do everything for me. They supposed to do all this. No. No. A parent ain't supposed to do none of it. After an adult child has become grown, 21 at least, they have to have responsibility to take care of their own life. Make sure that they themselves is okay. They have to strive for a living for themselves. They have to do something for themselves. They can't keep depending on the parent. Because if the parent ever have to leave, or if the parent ever something happens to the parent and the parent is no longer there no more, how they going to survive then? See, that's why adult self-entitled children need to wake up and see what they're doing. Because that parent is not always going to be there. And just because a parent is poor, don't mean you can take everything from that parent and run that parent to the ground. If that parent is rich, that don't mean that richness is the adult child. Now, the parent can share that if they want to, but they're not obligated to take care of grown-ass children. They are not. Especially when you got them disrespectful ones. The disrespectful ones don't just treat the parent like the parent is an outsider for real. You know? And then you have these adult children who are disrespectful verbally. Some of them become physically abusive to their parents, you know, and some of them have nasty attitudes. Now, we're talking about adult children who parents have. Some parents have these type of adult children who are very disrespectful, very verbally abusive, very physical abusive to them, you know, and this is what parents go through. So then when the parent gets tired, they put this parent through all kind of hardship and mental problems and all that because the parent is dealing with all this. And you have some adult children that some of them are alcoholics and they in the adult home, in the parent home, and they causing chaos inside the home, or they drug addicts and they causing chaos. And then you got the parent that keep sending their adult child to rehab and send them to drug treatment programs and keep helping them out and keep bringing them in and keep helping them out, keep bringing them in, and then they instead of dogging the parent or instead of stealing from the parent or instead of treating the parent like shit, and then the parent is supposed to keep dealing with this. So most of the time, parents put your childs out. They put their children out. They put their adult children out because they cannot handle it. Because their health is becoming to deteriorate. And they're jeopardizing their own health by helping ungrateful, disrespectful, grown-ass children. And everybody want to say that the parent is wrong when the parent get fed up and say, it's time for you to go and you got to go. And then when that adult child is out there on that street, then everybody looking around. It don't matter if the parent have a nice home or is a billionaire, is a millionaire, or poor or whatever. Everybody looking at that parent like the parent is wrong for having that adult child out there on that street. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell. See, everybody want to tap dance about what the problem really is. You know what I'm saying? And there is millions of adult children with that sense of entitlement, that they can do anything and how they want to do it, and the parent is still supposed to break their ass and back for them. And so it's a lot of them got this all wrong. And you got parents who will jumpstart their adult children life. They'll co-sign for a car, they'll co-sign for an apartment, they'll co-sign for every furniture, they'll co-sign to just help them get everything, help them get a house, they'll co-sign for all this. But that adult child with that self-entitlement still feel like all that ain't enough. They're going to still keep trying to juice the parent. Instead of doing their part and striving to get what the parent have, or to make sure that they can stand on their own 2 feet without running to the parent or juicing the parent for every damn thing or every damn penny the parent got, they won't do that. Because it's there. That sense of entitlement. You know, and you got some adult children, they won't even come and visit their parents unless they want something. They won't call their parents unless they need something. They won't even contact the parents at all unless they want something. The parent can have health problems. The parent could be going through something. Shoot, the parent might be on a break of needing help to pay their mortgage or rent or something like that. But do you think them self-entitled adult kids care? Self-entitled adult kids don't even care. They don't even care. Even when the parent is down and struggling they damn self, they still constantly trying to take from the parent along with being disrespectful. You know? And you have some parents can borrow from their adult children, self-entitled, they can borrow some money. Hey, you got $20, $30, and that adult child will give it to them, but guess what? They're going to hunt the parent down for them little $20. Or 2 days later, 3 days later, 4 days later. But all that the parent done for them, they don't see nothing wrong. That, you know, yeah, you supposed to. But when you get something from them, they'll hunt you down, run you down for them little stinking $20 that they gave their parent. See, we got a lot of self-entitlement going on here. You know, and you got a lot of people that's saying, oh, that's wrong for a parent to put a child out. You don't know what's going on inside that situation. You don't know what's going on with that adult child with sense of entitlement. You don't know. You don't know, because a lot of what I just said do go on within that relationship of a parent and a child. Adult child. You know? And we just need these type of adult children to see that you have to be dependable on your own. You can't keep depending on your parent to do anything for you. Yes, a parent take care of a child from the time they enter the world till about 21, and some of them help way beyond that. And when they do, these children adult children still disrespect and dog their parent. I hear adult children talk to their parents. I hear 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old talk to their parents like shit. They do. They do. Have no respect for their parent at all. But they all be the first one to have their hands out and want something from that parent. And everybody feel like, yeah, that parent should do it. Yeah, that parent should help them. Yeah, that parent. But you have no idea how much hell that parent is catching from that child. From that adult, grown, self-entitled child. And it just killed me how quick people are to talk on the situation, but they not quick to get down to the core bottom of what's really going on inside of these self-entitled adult children. You know? And you have some parents that they just waiting on the parent to either check out of here and go home to glory so that they can get everything that the parent got. But they don't help at all with the parent. You got some self-entitled grown children that is waiting on their parent to check out of here so they can be the first one to grab everything that the parent had. And they was the ones who never did help with the parent. Or the ones who always didn't give a damn about the parent while the parent is here. Gave the parent so much of a hard time. They done basically drove the parent to home to glory. They done drove the parent to the parent's death. They done worried the parent. They done did all this. You got parents running around here now. You have parents that are fooling around with adult children right now. Adult grown children with self-entitlement. You got some parents that fooling around with these type of adult children right now that's going through high blood pressure, heart problems. They having high blood pressure, heart problems, sugar, diabetes. They having everything. They just mentally checking out because adult children are worrying the hell out of them. And everybody feel like no matter how much of a last leg that parent is on, or how much that parent can't take no more, or how much that parent has done all they can do, or how much that parent has just tried and tried and tried, and it seems like that adult child is doing the same thing, always gonna do the same thing, always gonna have their hands out, just gonna always give that parent hell. And you got some people that don't see any of that. But they the first to say, how come she won't help him? Or how come she won't help her? Or how come the daddy, how come he won't help him? How come he won't help her? They always quick to say that. But don't even know that that parent is probably just as sick as all outdoors. And holding on to their last little bit of life. And they can't take no more pressure from an adult self-entitled child that's going to still give them hell. So, the sense of entitlement, grown kids or grown adults, and it's sad that you have to say grown children and grown kids, because a grown person is supposed to be grown. It shouldn't even be grown kids, but you have to call them grown kids or grown children because they're not handling their own business for themselves. They feel like as long as they can take from somebody else, or they can go to this house and stay and that house and stay, see, they don't want any type of responsibilities. It seems like they're running scared from responsibilities. So then they just stay here or stay there or live with this person or want to live with this parent or live with that parent. They'll do anything they can to keep from being fully responsible of their damn self. They'll do everything to keep from being responsible. They'll run everybody else crazy. They'll have other people watching their kids. They'll have their own parents watching their kids. And then they'll hang out somewhere. And then they'll stay over this person's house for 6-7 months. Then they'll stay over this person's house for a year. Then they come back and stay with the parents' house. And the whole time they're causing complete chaos. Adult grown kids. Adult grown children. Causing complete chaos. And they 30s and 40s and 50 year old. And they just don't want to take that responsibility on their own. They feel like everybody else is supposed to do for them. And if you don't, you wrong as hell. You know? So like I said, you have some adult children that if the parent don't do what they say, then, oh Lord, they go to talking mess behind their parent back, cursing the parent out, fighting the parent, calling the cops on the parent. You have some adult children be living with the parent. And then the parent let the adult child come into their home so they can get up on their feet, and next thing you know, they calling the cops on the parent because the parent telling them what they can't do or what they supposed to do, or they need to get out. I ain't going nowhere. Now all of a sudden they done act like that's they goddamn house they living in. They tell the parent they ain't going nowhere. See, you got to watch what you have to watch what you're dealing with, and you have to watch situations on when some parents just let go of their adult children. Because some parents can't take the pressure. They can't take the depression. They can't take the heartache. They can't take all the disrespect. They can't take the cursing out. They tired of it. So therefore, they let that adult child go on their own and handle their own. And if they can't handle it, oh well, it's not the parent's fault. It's not the parent's fault. But every adult need to take care of their own. I did not wait on my grandparents or my parent or my mother or whoever. I did not expect for them to take care of me when I'm 25, 30, 40, 50 years. Come on now. It's time for you to be responsible for yourself. I didn't ask for one handout from them after probably age, I say 21. I didn't ask for not one handout. I didn't ask for them to pay my phone bill. I didn't ask for them to help me with my rent. I didn't ask them to help me babysit my kids for me for free and all that. I did not use them for that. It's time for them to live their life. And now I have to step up and take care of my own life. See, that's what adult children needs to do. But as long as this sense of entitlement is built inside of them, and they get it, I know a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, but where did the self-entitlement come from? It had to come from the parent." It come probably from the parent just giving and giving and giving and giving and making life easy for that child. You know, so they have that sense of entitlement. And sometimes you don't even have to make nothing easy for them. Children, some adult children just feel like as long as you are my parent and as long as you got breath in your body, it's your job to take care of me. Now, I can fall off the ladder 18 times and you better take care of me. I can need my phone bill paid 18 times, you better pay it. I can need my car note paid all my life, you better pay it. I need a babysitter to take care of these kids around here, and you better do it because you my mama, or you my dad, or you my grandmama. That's not how that shit work. You take care. Go and get you a child care center. Go to the child care center. Go and find a babysitter that you have to pay. Stop putting all the burdens on your parents. And it's some self-entitled children that feel like everything I just said, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with letting my parent keep my kids while I bullshit all over the place. I don't see nothing wrong with having my parent keep my kids while I ain't got no job and I go to the club every doggone night. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Nah, you don't. You don't. Because you're running from responsibilities. And as long as an adult child is running from responsibilities, this is the type of problems that you will have inside of that family. Rather, they going back and forth with their parent, with their mother, with their father, or whatever. And then when people see them out there on the street with nowhere to go, then people say that the parent is wrong. Come on now. Come on now. You know, and you have some adult kids that they will treat everybody on the outside like pure gold. Oh, they'll break their back for people on the outside. But then when it comes to their own parent, they don't half-ass do nothing for them. They don't half call them. They don't even call them, wish them happy birthday. They missing some of the holidays. They doing all that. But then when they need something, the first person they call is the parent. Then you have some adult children that soon they don't have nothing to do with their parent unless they want something. They don't call them, they don't check on them, they don't see how they doing, none of that. Until they wind up in jail and then they want some help. Or they lose their job, now they want some help. Now they go back to the parent. Or they lose their apartment. See, long as they got like a little apartment, little job, and a little car and all that, oh, they don't pay the parent no attention. They don't even help the parent out, no type of way. But when they lose everything, oh, here they come. Want the parent to help them. But see, they were taking care of the outside, but then when they fall off, then they want the parent to help them. You got some parents that will help their children all the way till they 50 years old. And then you have some parents that help their children to adult children to a certain point, and they just throw their hands up in the air and say, I can't do it, I can't take it, you're on your own. I don't care how your own is, you're on your own because I can't do it. That's that self-entitled children, you know, and they feel like the self-entitled grown children feel like they entitled to the parents' house, to the parents' furniture, to the parents' bank account. They just feel like they are entitled to that. And for some reason, there's some people out here in this world that feel like that child is entitled to the parent's stuff. No, they ain't. The parent shares the wealth. But when that child gets disrespectful or too hard to handle, or they jumping on that parent, or they beating on that parent, or they arguing with that parent, or that parent, I'm talking about just giving the parent, stealing from that parent, they doing everything from that parent, and that parent throw their hands up in the air, you have some people that still say, oh, well, you know, she a millionaire, how come she ain't taking care, how come she won't get her son or her daughter off the street? You don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what that parent is going through, whether it's the father or the mother or the grandmother or the grandfather or whatever. You don't know. But this is a lot of what be going on. The reason why some adult children wind up out there with no help from the parent. Because they have done ruined it, destroyed it. They go around talk about their parent. Gospel. Soon as that parent say, nah, I'm not going to be able to pay that car note. Oh, Lord, they're going to get on the phone with everybody and talk about how much money the parent have, but won't help them with a car note. Instead of them getting up off their ass and getting a good-ass job and work that good-ass job for a long time instead of just working and quitting. Work that job so you can pay your own car note. It's a time that adult children have to stop leaning on their parent. I don't give a damn if their parent is poor or filthy rich. If everybody had that sense of entitlement attitude to where they gonna depend on everybody else, wouldn't nobody have nothing. If everybody in this world depended on somebody else, nobody wouldn't have nothing. Nobody wouldn't have nothing. Nobody wouldn't have nothing. If everybody depended on somebody else to do something for them or pay their bills or pay their house note or pay their mortgage or pay their car note or bring food in their house and all this. If everybody depended on somebody, if everybody in this world depended on somebody else to do it, nobody wouldn't even be working. Nobody wouldn't have no job. Nobody wouldn't be striving for nothing. Nobody wouldn't have nothing. You know, some parents will not make their child a crutch because some parents know that they have to make their child be responsible for their own self. That parent can't keep being the crutches for that child. That child got to lean on them all the time. Because when that parent ever leave this earth, what they gonna do then? That's why I always tell adults, adult children, everybody else, get on your job and take care of yourself. If you don't care about yourself, something is wrong. You got to care about yourself enough to get your own job, keep your own job, get your own apartment, get your own car, pay your own bills, take care of your own kids, do all that stuff. You have to love yourself and to be able to do that. And if you can't do that, you ain't loving yourself. You low valuing yourself. That's what you're doing. You know, and I know a lady who helped her child, helped her son, and did everything she can do. Raised the child all the way. They had the best of the best and everything. But as soon as that woman let that child come back in because they fell on hard times and all that stuff, he got to arguing with her, cussing with her, fussing with her, all that stuff. Even called the police on her in her own damn house. So that the police can take the mama to jail and that he can stay in his mama's house. I'm trying to tell you, self-entitlement. Who does some shit like that? You know, I can tell you who. Self-entitled adult children. Self-entitled adult children. You know, they don't want no type of responsibility for their own. I mean, they go, like I said, there be some of these children I'm talking about are adult children not even on drugs. Sometimes you can expect this type of behavior from an adult child that is on drugs or, you know, have some type of rehab problem going on or, you know, alcoholic or something like that, you know. And I know some parents that'll help their children out of those situations, and it just don't help, you know. And then you have some adult children with self-entitlement that don't even do hard drugs, don't even do drugs at all, might smoke a little weed or something like that, and they are damn disrespectful, that they causing more chaos in the parents' life as if they was on some drugs. I'm trying to tell you, it's just a plump ass mess, you know. And then you have some adult children that messing with the mama's boyfriend or the daddy's girlfriend, and they come into the parents' home and all that, messing with the parent spouse or the parent boyfriend or the parent girl. You know, then the parent, you got to get up out of here. You got some adult children that are still their own parent, boyfriend, girlfriends, or spouse, or whatever. You know? But then, when that parent kick them out, then they out there spreading lies in the street. Now you got everybody looking at the parent saying the parent is wrong, but see, they don't know what happened on the inside. That self-entitled child. Grown adult child. You know? And most children who have this, most adult children that have this sense of entitlement, you know, you'll have, they don't do nothing but manipulate, and they some good liars, and they have this egotistical thing going on, you know, and they're attention seekers, you know, and they'll gossip about the parent behind the parent back. They'll get on the internet and get on news programs or whatever, get on Facebook or whatever, and talk about the parent. All on telephone talking about the parent. Oh, my parent got this, my parent got that, but won't help me do this, or won't help me do this, won't help me get an apartment, won't help me get no car, won't help me do this. But they don't never tell how the hell they disrespected that parent, how the hell they dogged that parent, how the hell they do that parent. They ain't gonna tell they side. They only just gonna tell they side. They're going to tell their side. They're not going to tell what they really did, to the reason why they out there on them streets like that. They ain't going to tell that. But you have parents, like I said, that'll help their adult children with paying their bills, paying car notes. They'll keep their children, you know. They'll help them till they get back on their feet. I'm talking about they'll be built-in babysitters for them and all that. Help them get apartments. Help them get houses. They just help them in all kind of ways. But the adult child never appreciates. They always seem to find something else low down to do to the parent. After all the good the parent will do for them, they will still find a way to make sure they can drag the hell out that parent. And that's when some parents just be like, I ain't going to be able to do it. And some parents just throw their hands up. They throw their hands up. They can't take it no more. They can't take it no more. So, before people on the outside be talking about what a parent should be doing for that adult child with all this sense of entitlement, and before anybody talk about what the parent should let the adult child do, or what the parent should give the adult child, or what the parent, you don't know what kind of hell that adult child done put that parent through. Rather it's the father, they done put the father through a whole bunch of stuff, or put the mother through a whole bunch of stuff, or put the grandparents through a whole bunch of stuff. You don't know. So you can't say. So a whole lot of people say, oh, you know, if I have my child, you know, my child will never be out on the street. My child never be out on the street, never be. But when your child start doing everything I just said in this here video, then I want you to come back and tell me, is what that song you singing is still going to be the same song? Is that song going to change? Most likely that song going to change. All that stuff you saying now. Because most of you who saying it probably don't even have no kids. And then the ones who is saying it, who have kids, going through all this I just said and feel like it's right, you have to put up with it because that's your child. Oh, hell no, I don't have to put up with it either. You ain't going to come disrespecting me, and not all I done did for you. You not going to come disrespecting me. You not going to come treat me like I'm not your parent. You're not going to be ignoring me like I'm not your parent. You're not going to, knowing that I probably have bad health or whatever like that, you're not even checking on me as a parent. You showing me that You don't give a shit about me, and I'm supposed to give a shit about you. I don't care who you are. Child, friend, relative, I don't care. See, sometimes your insanity, keeping your insanity and keeping yourself healthy, sometimes you have to let go of toxin. You have to let go of toxin. And if the toxin is coming from a grown adult child, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Because you're not doing anything but running yourself to an early home to glory. That's all that is. You know. So some people need to watch when they say what another person should be doing with their children or their adult children. We ain't talking about no kids. We talking about adult grown children with self-entitlement who is like 25 and up. Just talking grease. Just being low down to their parent. Just being disrespectful to their parent. Just using their parent. Just act like the parent is supposed to be doing stuff for they grown, but no, the parent ain't supposed to be doing that. The parent did their job. Now the parents will help, like I said before. They will help their children till they 50, 60 years old. But if they have that low down, disrespectful way toward that parent is not obligated to do nothing. I'm tell you that right now. So, you know, you just have these adult children that have these stank ass attitudes and they threaten their own parents and, you know, then they'll use their grandkid. You got some adult children that will use their kid to punish their parent. Because they make sure their parent won't even see the grandkid. You tell them no about something. No, I'm not going to be able to help you pay that car. No, I'm not going to be able to babysit the kids today because I'm going out my damn self and all that. And you tell them no, they get mad. They will so-called call themselves punishing you by keeping your grandkids away from you. These are some things that adult children with self-entitlement do to their parents just to hurt them. They'll keep them grandkids away from their parents for months and months and sometimes years. Because they trying to hurt their parent and trying to see, whenever you got adult children that intentionally tries to hurt their parent, that parent is supposed to back up and distance themselves from that adult child. Yeah, they do. You know? So, you have some children you have some parents that they sit back and they look at these disrespectful, grown, adult children with all this sense of entitlement. You have some parents that'll sit back and say to themselves, what did I do wrong? You didn't do nothing wrong. If you was there from the beginning, like I said at the beginning, if you was there from the beginning and you did everything you can do and you made sure that they was taken care of and you just made sure that you raised them the best possible way you can raise them and you was always there all the way till they grown, you ain't did nothing wrong. Everybody gonna make mistakes. But this still don't mean that an adult child can treat their parent like shit and the parent still supposed to be handing out candy to them. Now, the adult child, instead of feeding the parent shit, but the parent got to feed the adult child all kind of candy and good steaks and stuff. Y'all got this all messed up. You feed me shit, I'm going to feed you shit right back. Put a little barbecue sauce on it. Sure is. No. You're not going to treat me bad, but because I'm your parent, I have to treat you good? No, I don't know where everybody got all this stuff here mixed up at, but stop beating around the bush and let's talk about what it really is. This is really a lot of the core reason why some adult children are cut out of wheels or cut out of the parent's life because the parents just can't take it no more. Can't do it. You know, and that is a lot of the reason why a lot of parents out here set strong boundaries for their grown adult children. There's a lot of parents out here that have to set strong boundaries for their adult children because their adult children is off the chain. Off the chain. So they have to set boundaries. They have to set boundaries. And there's some parents that they just distance themselves from their adult children altogether. And a lot of it is for reasons what I said inside of this video. You know? And I don't see how people, if you had a parent who was an absentee parent, if you have a father who was an absentee father all your life, and you find out and you know that father is a millionaire, billionaire, or maybe just rich, or maybe just have a little money, but that father or that mother was an absentee parent, why, and didn't do nothing for you while you was growing up until you became an adult, what in the hell make you think that when you become an adult, they gonna give you something? If they ain't give you nothing when you was growing up, they damn sure ain't gonna give you nothing when you grown. So I don't see how some people expect something from an absentee father who didn't give them shit anyway when they was growing up. But then when they get grown, they feel like, oh, my father is a millionaire. Oh, my father is rich. Or, oh, my father got, you know, he's middle class. He's doing pretty good. He doing all this. How come he won't give me nothing? If he didn't give you nothing growing up for 18 years or 21 years, don't be expecting nothing when you're 24, 25, 30, 40, and 50. Don't be expecting nothing then either. That's just how point blank period. You know what I'm saying? And you just have, like I said, you have some of these adult children that will really try to punish their parent through the grandkids. And if that ain't low down, what is? That just shows you how much of a evil person you dealing with. You know? And they come in there, they talk greasy to the parent, and the parent heart can only be crushed so much. A parent only can take disrespect from an adult child so much. A parent only can take all the stealing and the taking from them, and the cursing them out, and the jumping on them, and the verbally abusive, and the dogging. A parent can only take that so much until the parent is either one or two choices that some parents have. They can either send their child up there and their child be getting morphine drips from the hospital, or they can distance themselves. Set strong boundaries for them. And that's what most parents do to keep from doing anything physical to their children. Some of them just step back because they can't handle it. Because you have parents that have all kind of health issues because of their grown, adult, self-entitled children. Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? You just have some adult children that act like they low on brain cells. You know what I'm saying? And they low budget ass come running to the parent every time they in need of help. But then they treat the parent like shit all the time. So you have to watch when you say what a parent should do with their own adult children. You just going by some little picture they showing you, or some little conversation they telling you. But you don't know what's the core reason on why that adult child is out there and that parent ain't doing nothing for them. Sometimes you have to understand what's going on. And if you don't know what's really going on deep down inside that situation, it's best not to say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if mines treat me like that, mines treat me with all this kind of disrespect and all this stuff right here, you best to know when it come time for the folks to read my will out for my little executive estate and all this stuff right here that I have, you best to know that it's going to be some names left off of it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it if you treat me with a hell of a lot of disrespect, or like you don't care, or like I don't matter, or you just have to, you have some type of, I could see that you, my own child, have some type of evilness or something like that going on, or always trying to hurt me, or always trying to keep grandkids away from me, or always trying, I'm going to tell you, it's going around all around this world, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm the type of sister, I tell you now, when my lawyer or the people that I have over my will start reading that will out and tell folks, hey, look here, she said that you can have her pit bull. Pit bull, now, I can't have the house, I can't have it, no, you can't have nothing she got but that pit bull. And what I'm going to do with a pit bull? What I'm going to do with a pit bull when it got down here that NJ said that that pit bull going to help protect your ass while you homeless up under that damn bridge. So if anybody go to messing with you or seem like they going to finna whoop your ass, then you got some type of protection out there, that pit bull. So that's all you get. I'm going to tell you right now, that's all I'm going to give out when you start treating. Yeah, I have him watching while you're out there homeless. I'm going to tell you right now, if you would treat me like shit while I'm here, continue on. That's all I got to say. Y'all have to make sure adult children who, some of y'all might be listening to it, might be like this, and some of you know somebody who like this, or some parents that's going through this, or some parents know that their children are putting them through this, all this kind of stuff right here. Whoever you are, please know that this is going on, and you don't know the type of situation that's going on inside of these people's family. So when you see somebody out there and they homeless, and you know that they have a good family, rich family, poor family, middle class family, and ain't nobody taking care of them, or ain't nobody, you don't know what type of hell that person put their parent through. That's all I got to say about that. Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And we all know what that means. The more you know, the harder it is for anybody to block y'all from y'all goals and success. Bye-bye.